Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how to make chicken under a brick. This is my all-time favorite way to prepare a chicken. It just gets like the most amazing, crispy, delicious skin, and it's juicy and it's flavorful and just requires a few ingredients, but it's just really about the technique that makes it so special. Now, your ingredients are very few. Of course, you're gonna need some chicken, and this is a 3-pound whole chicken that's been butterflied, and your butcher should do this for you, or you can even buy it this way at your supermarket, at the meat counter. Sometimes they already have it butterflied, but if they don't, just buy a whole 3-pound chicken and cut the bone, the backbone, cut that right off, and then just kind of flatten it with your hands using your weight just to make sure it's nice and even. That's it. And you want to make sure it's nice and washed. You pat it dry completely. Now I'm making mine with garlic, rosemary, olive oil, lemon, salt, and pepper. Doesn't get any easier than that, but these are my favorite combinations of flavor when it comes to chicken. So I marinate my chicken in these exact these flavors all the time. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just roughly chop some garlic. Well, you can roughly chop, or you can cut it a bit more fine. It really is up to you. This is going to be for the marinade, so it doesn't have to be perfect because most of it's going to be shaken right off anyway. So just chop away. I just took my rosemary leaves right off the stem, and I'm just going to give this a really good chop as well. Now, obviously, you can use any flavors you like. If you've got a specific flavor combination you love to, eat with your chicken, let me know down below, and I'd love to give it a shot. I mean, thyme is really good for this. I mean, you can really play this up a million ways, but again, rosemary, garlic, lemon, very classic Italian flavors. All right, I'm going to put all of this into a measuring cup, and I'm also going to zest and juice a lemon. Now, my lemon is really big and really juicy, so if you have smaller lemons, use 2. You want a really good amount. I'm just going to zest and juice this whole thing. That's about the last of my lemon. Got a pretty good amount out of that one. Love it when that happens. My husband picked these lemons and he did really good. I'm going to season this with some salt and pepper. Make sure you're really good with the salt because you're seasoning a lot of chicken. It always seems, when I watch the videos back, and it always seems that I'm adding like a gallon of salt, but I'm really not. It just looks that way for some reason. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some olive oil. Doesn't have to be extra virgin. That's plenty, I think. Now, obviously, you're not going to consume all of that, but it is just going to coat the chicken really, really well. Now that you've got your marinade done, this is a time where once you've got everything prepped, you can touch the raw chicken, because otherwise you don't want to be touching your lemon and garlic and knives and then go back and forth with the raw chicken. I'm going to put mine into a big Ziploc bag. Be as careful as you possibly can. And bring this a bit closer to me. Be as careful as you possibly can, only because you don't want to tear the skin. If you tear the skin, that defeats the purpose of, making it under a brick, because you want that to get really nice and crispy. Okay. I like to put it into a bowl, that way if anything spills, the bowl catches it and not the fridge. Okay. Pour that in. Get rid of all the extra air out of your bag. And now just kind of make sure, just massage it, give it a little TLC. Okay, now I'm going to wash my hands, wash everything else up, pop this into the fridge for a minimum of about 2 hours. I want this to get really deliciously marinated and flavorful. You can do this up to 6 hours ahead, which is usually what I like to do. But I'm going to pop this in, clean up, and get ready to get this into the skillet and actually get to cooking so that I can get into the oven. My chicken marinated for just a couple of hours. I took it out of my bag and just put it into a bowl so it's easier to grab with my tongs when I put it into my skillet. Now take it out of the fridge about 20 minutes before you're ready to cook it so that you can come to room temperature and kind of cook evenly. Otherwise you shock it and it cooks unevenly and it becomes really tough. Now I've got a large non-stick, well, it's a large cast iron pan. It's really nice and hot. I have it over about medium-high heat. I also have the oven preheated to 450. Super important that you've got that nice and hot. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of oil in here. You could use vegetable or olive oil. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure it's light olive oil. Now, it is crucial, absolutely crucial, that your oil in your pan is screaming hot. Also, you need your bricks. These are regular, big, large garden bricks that I've just, these are obviously not from, I didn't dig them up off the ground outside of my backyard. These are, I just bought them at a garden center, and I just wrapped them up several times with some aluminum foil, and you can reuse them over and over again. Just make sure you change the foil before you use them again. If you don't have bricks, just take another really heavy duty skillet like a cast iron pan and just put that on top. I mean, it serves the same purpose. You just need something to weigh it down. Now, I've got my chicken. You want to shake off the extra marinade. It's done its job. You want to open it up, really important. Now you take your heavy bricks and you put it one on one half, one on the other, and that's going to cook for about 25 minutes, undisturbed. You don't want to touch it. You don't want to fiddle with it. Now I'm going to clean everything up. I'm going to just wipe off my counter of all the grease, just because, as you can see, it splashes everywhere, and if it sits, the grease gets all sticky. Okay, now I'm going to let this cook for 25 minutes, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like, and we'll flip it over and pop it into the oven. It's been about 25 minutes. I have not at all touched my chicken. You want to remove the bricks. And now it's ready to flip this baby over. And you see how it lifts without any resistance? That. Oh, yes. That might look a little dark, but trust me, it's perfection in every bite. I turn this over, so I'm going to pop this into the oven now for about 20 to 25 minutes. Keep your eye on it and keep a thermometer handy. And you insert it into the thigh. If it comes out to about 165 degrees, it's perfectly done. Let it cool for 10 minutes, and then we'll get right into carving it. My chicken was in the oven for about 20 minutes, and it's perfectly cooked through. You just want to make sure that you let it rest for a good 10 minutes. And now, I mean, it should be so perfectly cooked that it starts to fall apart, and it does. I mean, look at that. Let's give this. Oh, yes. Oh, look at that. That, my friend, is perfect. It's really, really simple to cut. I like to cut it into 4 pieces. So you've got your thigh right over here. You cut right into it, and it just kind of tells you where it wants to be cut. And you've got the breast with the wing. Now, if this looks a little too dark for you, then you can cook it less time on the stove. To me, I want that dark brown, crispy, crispy skin, because that's the delicious part, in my opinion, about doing it this way, this method. Otherwise, why am I bothering if it's not going to be super crispy? Let's give this a try. I want to take this piece right here. I've had my eye on it. Let's give it a go. I don't even know where to go. Look at that. It's so juicy. I can hear it. A simple green salad with a little lemon juice and olive oil, and this is a fantastic dinner. It's great for leftovers. You can do so many different things with it. It's completely up to you. That's it. Go to laureninthekitchen.com to get this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.